Welcome back to Pepsa YouTube channel. It was a normal working day. While entering the lab, one of my colleagues rushed towards me, panicked, while holding her finger in front of her. What happened was, while adjusting waste bag for more space, she got pricked with the used needle. It happened just because of the ignorance of someone while segregating sharp waste from non-sharp waste. So this put her to high risk, as our lab deals with highly zoonotic pathogens. So, one should be highly careful and responsible enough while segregating waste at the point of generation of waste. I'm Aleena Kokab, PhD student, Research Associate at Diagnostic Lab Central Lab Complex, UVAS Ravi campus. Today, I'm going to discuss with you a very crucial point in biological waste management system, that is segregation of waste. Now, after hearing this story, you can now assume that how important it is to segregate waste at the point of generation of waste. Otherwise, it can increase the amount of hazardous waste, which ultimately increases the cost of treatment. And above all, it can risk someone's life with a serious disease or even death. The term segregation refers to the basic separation of different categories of waste generated at the source. Waste generated at different healthcare facilities, research centers, laboratories is referred to as healthcare waste, which can be broadly divided into two categories. The one is general waste, which is non-hazardous waste, which do not pose any risk of transmitting infections, and it accounts for almost 85% of the total weight, while the rest 15% is infectious waste, which can transmit infections to the people who handle it or came in contact with it. The simplest way of segregating is to segregate hazardous waste from large quantities of non-hazardous waste. Further, the hazardous waste can be divided into two parts: the used sharps and the potentially infectious items. And the segregation of all the three into separate containers is known as three-bin system. While further type of containers can be used for other different categories of infectious waste like pathological waste, chemical waste, pharmaceutical waste, etc. Ideally, same system of segregation should be enforced throughout the country, and many countries, including Pakistan, have their own rules that prescribes different waste segregation categories and system for color coding for different waste items. Federal Government of Pakistan announces waste management rules for hospitals in 2005, and then responsibility was shifted to provinces, and then in Punjab hospital waste management rules came out in 2014. Where there is no legislation available, a WHO scheme is available. Color coding makes it very easy for the people working and for the staff to put the correct waste into the correct container, and to maintain segregation throughout the process of treatment, disposal, or storage. Further, it provides visual indication of the potential risk it poses in the container. According to WHO scheme, highly infectious waste should be placed in yellow, leak-proof, and strong bags or containers, which can be autoclaved. If we talk about infectious waste like pathological waste or anatomical waste, that should be placed in yellow leak-proof bags or containers. Then coming towards other chemical or pharmaceutical waste, that should be placed in brown plastic bags or containers. Then sharps should be placed in yellow puncture-proof containers. And coming towards general waste, that should be placed in black plastic bags. And all the bags and containers should be perfectly labeled with the type of waste and biohazard symbol. Effective segregation alone can ensure effective waste management. The correct segregation is the responsibility of the person who produces each waste item. So, if segregation is done properly with responsibility, then together we can decrease the cost of treatment for our organization and can reduce the risk of transmitting infections to the people who came in contact with it. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for listening to me. Please don't forget to like this video and subscribe to Pepsa YouTube channel. I look forward to see you in future at Pepsa YouTube channel.